What is your position in relation to preservation of Quran? Do you see it as preserved, munazzal from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
The narrative as holes, as holes, as holes. That's what I'm going to say. The narrative as holes, as holes, as holes. When you do a deep dive is when things get very, very awkward and difficult. When you do a deep dive is when things get very, very awkward and difficult. Alhamdulillah, the narrative has holes, has holes, has holes. That's what I'm going to say. The narrative has holes, has holes, has holes. Alhamdulillah.
He was a mean holes in this narrative.
For centuries and for centuries, without any shame, Muslims lie that Quran has been perfectly preserved. Historical account and traditional account tells us, Muhammad confirms us, Abu Bakr confirms us, Ubay bin Ka'b confirms, Ibn Masud confirms, Uthman confirms, Aisha confirms. Tradition and history tells me Quran has not been perfectly preserved.
And this has to be the most damaging podcast, I think, to date. The destruction it caused.
These problems are now becoming mainstream. These problems are now becoming mainstream. The narrative has holes, has holes, has holes. That's what I'm going to say. The narrative has holes, has holes, has holes. When you do a deep dive is when things get very, very awkward and difficult. When you do a deep dive is when things get very, very awkward and difficult. Alhamdulillah, the narrative has holes, has holes, has holes.
He was a mean holes in this
The narrative has holes, has holes, has holes.
What's the problem? I don't understand. Why you have doubts? What kind of man are you anyway? Huh? What kind of woman are you? What kind of Muslim are you? What kind of Muslim are you? Let's be honest about the situation. Putting doubts in that one's heart and that one's mind and this one's soul. Quiet, man. This is all in our tradition. Oh, those brother, I've been getting emails and text messages and this and that after the podcast. What I was getting? I don't know why. What? Holes in the he means holes. It doesn't mean holes. He wouldn't mean holes in this narrative.
If I were to give you a blank mushaf, yeah, and tell you to write what is munazzal verbatim from Allah into that mushaf with no human interference, would you write something which corresponds?
It's not an easy answer. It's not an easy yes or no. And I don't think it is wise to bring it up in public because it should not be said in public. I don't even want to be explicit. It should never be brought up in public. This is not something you discuss amongst the masses, ya akhi. It's not wise. Leave it at that, ya akhi. Because it should not be said in public. I don't even want to be explicit. It should never be brought up in public. It should never be brought up in public.
And this has to be probably the most damaging podcast, I think, to date in regards to the drought and the destruction it caused.
Some people have been calling me and giving me some emails. Brother, I have doubts. What doubts, man? What What embarrassment is that? Why you have doubts? Why? I have doubts, brother. I've been getting emails and text messages and this and that after the podcast.
Leave it at that, ya akhi.
Of course, we don't want people to become ex-Muslim. We want people to become believers. We want people to become member of our family. We want people to become a Christian.